This is Group 7 summary video of Dr. Schopen's lecture, the 10th of October 2011. The main objective of this lecture was to learn and understand movement analysis. In order to analyse the movement of the body, we require knowledge of the anatomical names of planes and axes, types of movements each joint, names of muscle groups that provide or restrict movement to the skeletal parts, and types of joints in the body. In our video, we will put emphasis on describing movement and anatomical planes by showing examples.
Movement occurs when an animate,
I am from Eland,
or inanimate body is displaced. Movement can either be rotational, by all motion involving rotation around an axis, or linear, by all body parts moving in the same direction at the same speed. Dude. You said you wouldn't. You said you wouldn't show that.
I had to show it.
But that's private.
I had to show that film. I'm sorry.
However, most human movement involves a combination of rotation and linearity and is described as general movement. The movement can either be in a straight line, rectilinear, or in a curved line, curvilinear.
And a dolphin.
In order to explain how to describe movement, we will show an example of a standing jump and define its aim, characteristics, and subdivide it into phases. The aim of the movement is for the person to jump as high as possible. The characteristics of this movement are that it is an enclosed environment with no external factors affecting the person. The body movement is symmetrical as both the left and right side of the body is performing the same action. And the jump is not repeated, so it is discrete. There are four phases to this movement: counter movement, force production, flight up, and flight down. We film this movement in the sagittal plane in order to divide the body into a right and left halves. This because the movement is symmetrical and the same movement is happening on both sides. The type of movement in this example is a combination of both rotational and linear movement.
Dude, you just did it again. These are private pictures.
That was so worth it.
Sagittal. With two T's.
Which is used to describe and evaluate a person walking. Frontal, which is used to describe and evaluate a cartwheel. Transverse, which describes and evaluates the discus throw.
The other topics brought up during the lecture that we didn't have time for in our video involved axes of movement, anatomical directions, open and closed chains, and anatomical plane movement.